I got a little nervous before pressing record because I have an audience now. I'm so used to only like 2 or 3 people watching me. And now, like, there are people. But I'm so grateful. I sat here, I had an opportunity today to go to 2 churches. The light just changed. And it's amazing when the sun goes down because it's like an immediate thing. You can see it. I had an opportunity to go to 2 churches today. To my own personal church that I grew up in, the LDS church, and then also a Catholic church. And so as I sat here, I got my notebook and I was like, I wanted to just kind of have something to keep my mind, wherever I was thinking that I was going to keep it, because I like to control sometimes. And the Spirit was just like, nope. So it's always fun whenever, you just kind of go on a wing in a prayer and you just share. So, so so first of all, I just want to say thank you to just everybody who has been, let me take this off. Thank you to everybody who has been just commenting and having conversation and sending me videos and everything, videos and asking me questions, and just there's been so much in the comment section that people are just sharing testimony of Jesus Christ and of Mary and just of so many things. And I think that it's so beautiful, and I'm so touched, and I'm so grateful, and it's so respectful, and it's been really great. I had somebody say something that I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. That I was sounding condescending, and there was another word, I can't remember, but almost, I guess, disrespectful or something. But I do not, like, I'm curious, and I'm questioning, and I'm learning. And so if I ever come across in those kinds of ways, I do apologize, because that is not my intent. Like, I do not have an intention to be argumentative or to create contention or, like, get into a battle of proving and, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just on this journey, just trying to follow the Spirit and go where the Spirit takes me and learn and receive and share. So it's an interesting experience putting stuff out in the world, and people coming back. So it's definitely something God is bringing me through a process to be able to I don't even know what. So anyhow, so I just wanted to thank everybody, and also address that as well, because that is not my intent to create discord. So it's really interesting being able to go to 2 different churches and experience them. It's, I've only ever gone to my own church, to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so going to a Catholic church, it is giving me different eyes to see my own faith and to see my own church whenever I go there. And I love that it's tearing scales off of my eyes, and it's helping me in so many ways, and I'm so grateful for that. Something that I really loved. So I love both churches. Like, I want to be an LDS Catholic. That's what there's a guy in the comments that is his signature, LDS Catholic, and I'm like, yeah, because there's so much. I'm learning so much, and I just love so much about both. It's been so awesome. So something I want to share with y'all today that happened at church, at the LDS church, is whenever I got there, I sat down, and before it started, it's definitely family oriented. Like, it's just people are so, it's just like a family. I mean, it truly is. Everyone is just, they spend time together and they serve together, and it's just very, it just feels that way whenever you walk into the church. It's just, there's a little bit more noise. It's not like the Catholic Church where it's just very silent and quiet, and which I love that. I love the silence. And I also enjoy, I realize I enjoy the talking and the family, the loving and the hugging. And, I had someone come up to me and hug me, and she was happy, and she reminded me so much of my mom, and it feels good. And there was a little boy, he's probably like, I would say like 3, and his dad is the bishop, and he saw his dad sitting up on the stand, and he was like, "Dad, Dad," from out in the audience area, and he was like, "Dad, Dad," and he was so excited to see his dad, and he ran up onto the stage, onto the stand, and he just gave his dad the biggest hug, and his dad just hugged him, and he just sat there holding him, and I love the way that the Spirit, it gives us little glimpses of things as we're sitting and we're open to receiving and to seeing, what's happening around us. It was as though this little child, which we all are, little children, saw his father, and he was so excited to see his father, and he ran up just to be held and to be hugged by his dad. And I was like, isn't that all of us? I was like, it just made me think about how I am just a little child of my Heavenly Father, and how I'm gonna be so excited to see him, And it was just such a beautiful thing to see that relationship between a child and his father. The Spirit just bore witness to my soul that this is what it is. We're gonna return to our Heavenly Father one day. And it's just so awesome. And Jesus Christ is such a huge part of that. And I loved that. I thought it was so great. I love too something about the LDS faith is that we don't have paid ministry. So it's just like a man with his son. He's got a family, he works, and also for like the talks, or for like the sermons and stuff like that, there are people from the congregation who will go up and share. So I mean, usually they're given a topic, and so it depends on the person. Sometimes they stick to the topic, sometimes they don't. It's just, that's the thing. Like, anything can be said up there sometimes. And so it's just a very interesting thing. But today, it was really good. It was just 2 women who I believe they actually were both Catholic. I know one definitely was. One was Catholic. The other one was also was from another religion, but they had both found the LDS church and learned about it and everything, and were both baptized into the LDS church. But one of the ladies, she had been diagnosed with cancer, and it had gotten into her brain. I mean, she had tumors and everything, and I mean, she was literally she was a miracle, and her testimony was that it was her scriptures. It was going into the Word and just relying on Jesus Christ and Heavenly Father, and that they carried her. They carried her during that very challenging season in her life. But she said that she just had so much peace. She said that whenever she found out that she had cancer, that she just got on, after she had her cry and her pity party, she got on her knees and she was just like, I surrender my will to you. Whatever, if you want to take me, I'm good with it. If you want to leave me here, and it feels good to hear other people's testimonies and other people's life experiences, and that we can all relate with one another so much whenever we just share our stories, because we all have such incredible stories. I mean, we really, truly do, all of us. And I think it's coming to know one another in those kinds of ways and not having judgment with each other. So I was able to also receive a blessing today. I asked for a blessing of comfort from the bishop, and that's always just to have prayer, hands laid on my head, and to receive a blessing, and just words that come from God, from the Spirit, because whenever you have people, men and women, who are really striving to hear the Spirit and giving their lives to God and doing as He wants us to do, I mean, we can bless one another, and we can pray for one another. Like, so many of y'all have been, sharing with me and helping me to come to understand, like, saints and angels, and just like, I have a belief in all of that. I have a belief in angels, and I'm coming to understand saints in a new way, like a different way. I've had so many people share videos with me of just different saints, and I am just soaking in so much, and I'm really appreciative, and I'm loving it, because it's just opening me up to understand so much more. So I also wanted to go to church with my husband, and so we went to the Catholic church this afternoon at 5 at their 6 o'clock mass. Now, this was a little different. So it was also at the St. Joseph Co-Cathedral, which we've been to, I think I've been 3 or 4 times now. And one of the things that I always say is that it's so reverent. Like, just the whole thing just has this feeling of reverence, and which I love. This time, I don't know what was different about it. I don't know. There's one of the guys, he's going to be going away to New Orleans for something. I don't know, understand all the language or anything. And then there was another priest, I think, that he just got maybe ordained or something. I don't know. There was something different happening, but there was kind of a band started playing whenever they started coming into the church. There was a band with drums and cymbals, and it felt so different. It felt like a worship church where they have the music and stuff. It was completely unexpected. I was like, what's going on? Because it totally made it so different. And so the whole mass, the whole everything, they had people who were playing music, guitar and drums and the cymbals, and it was just very, very different. I have to say that I did not enjoy it. I was trying to just surrender to the experience and let God just show me. It showed me that I love worship music. I love worship music, and I love, I've been to recovery type things with the Baptist church, and so they have a lot of the worship music, and I mean, everyone's got their hands up in the air and just praising, and you're moved by the Spirit, and it's an awesome thing. But I think with the Eucharist, and also just with the sacrament, I can't imagine playing music like that as we're trying to feel. Now the Spirit is just different. You can feel the Spirit with music and stuff. I have felt the Spirit so strongly with worship music, but it's just kind of different. It made me realize that I don't know that I would want to be in a church with worship music like that when you're about to take the sacrament or the Eucharist. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience. It totally gave it a completely different feeling. And like, is that normal? Like, does that happen sometimes? Like, why would there be music like that? Because up until this point, it's just been very reverent and just very beautiful music. And, it's just more of like a background kind of thing that just like adds to the service. But that was like, it was a lot. And they did it the whole time. I mean, but, throughout the whole thing. So it was very interesting. I love the reverence of, that's what like really draws me to the Catholic Church, is just that reverence. So whenever that started, it really threw me off. So the past 2 times, I think we went yesterday or maybe Friday. I don't know. We've been going to mass quite a few times. But we went this week. Yeah, it was Friday. Friday we went. And I wanted to go up because so many of you keep saying that I can just go up and cross my arms across my chest and that I can just receive a blessing. And so I'm so curious about that. But I kind of got nervous to do it because I'm like, I don't know. It just makes me nervous because I've just not done it before. And so my husband, he dared me. He's like, I dare you to do it next time. And I still today, it made me nervous to go up there because there were so many people, and maybe because something was going on, because there were a lot of people there today. And so they had a lot of different people handing out the host. And so I just wasn't sure like what to do or anything. But my husband on Friday, he was like, you want to go to mass every single day next week and see what that's like if we go like every day, because that is something that I really appreciate. I really love that the Catholic Church offers mass every single day. So, like, if there's someone who wants to go to church every single day to receive that sacrament, to receive, like, that is so beautiful, and that it's available in that way. And I recognize for my own church, I mean, that would be difficult because we have paid ministry and we have men who work. And so with the Catholic Church, I mean, the priests, that is their job. That is what they do. They are, so they can be there every day. And I think it's awesome. And it's awesome that people, like, I've had people in the comments say that they do go every day. And I think that is just, it's so neat that that's available for people, especially, I've had times in my life where I was like, I need it. I need the temple. I need church like every single day just to have that constant, like, feeling of Jesus being in our life, And so I really do appreciate that. And so I took my husband up on the challenge. I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's go to mass every day this week. And what's really awesome, it's going to be leading up to the Mary, is it Assumption? I don't know the word. So I think Friday is like, or Saturday, Sunday is like something about Mary. And so I'm really excited about that, to be able to experience whatever that mass is going to be, like, to honor her. And that'll be really cool because I just love Mary. And as y'all have been sharing so much information with me about Mary, it is just making me love her more and more, and just understanding truly, like, so much in the scriptures, like, we just don't have a whole lot about the women. And and I love learning about just the Ark of the Covenant and Mary, how she is, like the Ark, and just so many things. I'm like, oh, that is so beautiful. How have I never known all these things? It just adds to my faith. It adds to what I already have. And it is so beautiful. And I'm so grateful. Just so grateful to learn so much. It really is strengthening the depth of my love for Jesus Christ. I love him so much, and I love what he's doing in my life and where he's taken me, and just all of it, and that he's opening me up to so many people who have such strong faith and testimony in him, and to be surrounded by so many people who love him so much, and who, I don't feel like there's this confrontational, like I know so many people are praying for me, and asking me if I've converted yet, and it's like I don't feel like I'm in a place where I'm looking to be converted to Catholicism. Like I love my faith, and I love what the Catholic faith is opening me up to, and that I'm, listening to things that, like, I love anything that is uplifting and inspiring, and that expands my knowledge and that gives me more. I was listening to something that someone had sent me. It was a priest who was doing, like, talking about an hour. It's in my comments somewhere that someone had shared with me about having that holy hour. And he was talking in there about, being open to other people's books outside of your own religion. He was speaking to Catholic people, but I mean, this is for anybody. Like, we can get so boxed in with our own stuff that is all that we know, and that is all that we experience, that's it, but there's so much out there is so much truth out there. I mean, my church teaches things a certain way, and we have certain stuff, and that is what is reinforced, and that is what we're learning and stuff, and like, we've never really learned about Mother Mary in the ways that the Catholic Church teaches about Mother Mary, and so it's opening me up to her, and it's just giving me more. It's not taking away anything. It's giving me more, and I love that. But he was saying, to be open, to other faiths, books, and, things, because, if we have the gift of discernment, we can read through stuff. We can read through the things that don't resonate with us, and that is not, but two, if we have the Spirit and we have discernment, we can be open up to hearing more truth, and so it's like, what do I have, maybe, that maybe you don't have, and that it'll just add to your faith. It'll just add to the truth that you already have, not to take away, not to change anything for you, but to add. And I love that about coming to understand the Catholic faith. And I'm like, there's so much out there. I've had a few people also, I'm not Protestant. Like, I've had a lot of people say things about, like, being fundamentalist and Protestant and, different things. And I would not put myself into that category. Because the church that I go to did not break off from the Catholic Church. And so, I'm not, like, broken away from the Catholic Church. I mean, it is my belief and my faith that it was restored. Like, it's like the Catholic Church was restored, through the LDS faith. And so, and I know that that's going to, like, But that is my faith, that there was an apostasy, and that things were lost and things were changed and things, were by man and just by time and just all of it, that important things were lost. But so is my belief in a restoration. And so I wouldn't say that I'm a fundamentalist or a Protestant. We're like out here, yeah, it's really interesting what we are. It's like we don't fit in any category. But I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in the same Jesus Christ. That there is only one. There's only one. There's only one Jesus that was born to Mary, and who lived and who died and who rose again on the third day. And he is who I worship. And I worship him in my LDS church this morning, and then I worship him this evening at the Catholic church. And I love him. I love him wherever I can find him. And I'm just so grateful that God is bringing me to this place to realize that I can find him in more than one place. And it's so awesome. So I'm going to be going to the Catholic Church every day this week. And I look forward to going to the weekend that is about Mary. I'm really excited about that, to see what that's about. And so if anything happens, anything comes up, and I have any thoughts about anything, I'll definitely share. I may not share every single day, every time we go, because a lot of times it's similar. But I'm looking at all the different churches in this area, and I would like to go to different Catholic churches, because I've only been to that one, the St. Joseph Co-Cathedral. And I looked online, and there's a lot around here of different Catholic churches, and so we're gonna go to some of the different ones and kind of see how they are and everything. So that'll be fun. I'm excited about that. Just to have Jesus, just to be able to focus on him in that way every day for an hour, to have that mass, to listen to the music, and to just sit in that quietness, and to hear the words and the readings and just everything, that's just awesome. Anybody, it doesn't matter what religion you're in, if you're seeking the Spirit and you're going every day in that way, you're just going to. You just are. I'm so grateful. So, thank you again for all of the love and just everything that y'all have been sharing with me. I'm so grateful. Until next time.